Paano ha? Ayun. I-add lang ka later, balik na lang ni. Okay, let's start. So, muna siya ang problem. Kita ba or gamay ra?
Medyo gamay, sir.
How about this one?
Okay na, sir.
Okay, sige ha. So let's start. No one should talk muna and then I'll ask you later. So Pipoy plans to buy a car for 1 million pesos in 5 years. Meaning our 1 million pesos is actually our future value. And our time here is 5 years. How much money should he ask his parents for now so that if he invest it at 1% periodic interest? Now, what is given is your periodic interest. Periodic interest of 1%. 1%. And it is compounded. It is compounded monthly. So if your periodic interest is 1%, meaning your nominal interest rate is actually equal to your periodic interest and your multiplied by the number of times it is compounded in a year. So monthly months, so 12. Meaning your nominal rate is actually 12%. So with this given data, tanaw na to ha, if we, atong pangutana is the value of money today man. So our solution should be present value. So with that, it's 1 million times nato siya og 1 plus, pwede na ka moderate siya og 0.01 because that's already your periodic interest, which is your normal interest rate divided by your M or your number of compounding periods raised to the power of negative 5 years times the number of compounding periods. So with that, your answer should be 550,449.60. Or as a patong i-expand, pilan ka, one. Okay. Two decimal. Okay. So 550,449.62. Questions? Alay question? Tasundan naman na. Okay, so nasundan na siya. Now let's move to our problem number. Oh, by the way, putol-putol ko dili.
Dili man, sir.
Okay, sige. Let's
Dili
move
man,
on
sir.
to problem. Okay, let's move on to problem number 2. Problem number 2 is okay, area. Problem number 2 is let's read this one. How long does it take for an investment to quadruple in value if it is invested at 3.75% periodic interest compounded quarterly? So sa ato ang formula nga A is equal to P times 1 plus I num over M raised to the power of M times T. Ang ato ang pangutana here is our T. Okay, and then with that, fractional time. Okay, so with that, let's see kung tawag nito. Ano na to is ang P, so let's try muna nga using this formula. A is equal to P times 1 plus I num or I the power of M. N. So with that, let's find for n. Our formula for that is our logarithm. So n is equal to log of a over p tapos all over log of 1 plus I. So with that, our logarithm is equals, we have a logarithm function here. So if you input this in your calculator, you'll be able to get log of a over p is, that's 4 over 1 because kay di ba ang iyahang iyon is how long will it take for an investment to quadruple, so meaning ang 1 nahimong 4. So imong 1 year present value, yung future value is 4 over log of our 1 plus I, 1 plus 0.0375. So again, since periodic interest naman ang imuhang given, which is I, no need to divide it by 4 na yung siya compounded quarterly. And then, so we'll actually get 37.65674399. Okay. So this is 37.66 quarters. So to translate it to a time period, so we just simply have to divide this by 4 to get how many years there are. So we have actually 9 years. Now, next is we have to deduct the whole number of 9. So natay 9 years. To get the fractional time, so 9 equals minus 9. So muna siya nga tong sa months. So you multiply this by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. So naatay 4 months. And then you deduct from here 4. And for multiply for estimating the number of days, you simply have to, what do you call this one? You simply have to multiply this by 30. So equals this one times 30. So meaning you have, and when it comes to number of days, we don't round up or we don't round off, we only round up. So even if it's just 29.10, we round it up to 30 days. Okay, so let me check the validity of our answer, okay? So meaning when you input this in your what do you call this one, in your calculators, it should be what do you call this one? It should be it should result to 4. So let's try. So equals we have 9 years, so that's wait, let's go back to this one. So for your whole number sa imuhang fractional time, so that's our principal is 1 times our formula nga 1 plus I, our I is 0.0375 raised to the power of our whole number nato na period, so 37. And then i-multiply dayon nato siya og katong simple interest, so 1 plus it's our interest rate is 0.0375 times 4 para makuha nato ang nominal rate, times dayon nato sa ato ang time. Our remaining time is 6567, right? So that's times this one. So that's actually 2 months. If you deduct this to this one, that's actually 2 months. So let's try 2 months times 2 over 12. Okay. So essentially, you'll get 4.00 rounded up to 4 times, meaning this is the correct answer. Questions? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, Rick.
Sir, regard ka na sa pagkuha sa time sir baka nang nag-reach ko ground up to 9 years and 5 months. Okay na ba, sir?
Okay lang, okay lang.
Okay, 30 days man Japon ang days para
Okay lang.
Okay, sir,
Sige,
salamat,
ha?
sir.
How about the others? Question? Okay, so there's none. Let's move on to number 3.
Sir, sorry
yes,
for
yes, yes.
yung Wi-Fi. Karang, unsa na yung 4.002062 ga represent, sir?
Paano siya? Checking lang ta. Kung ang 1 ba, kung ang, kaya diba, a 1 represents our principal value. So kung given this period or given this period, mo come up ba ta og quadruple nga value?
I see. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sige. How about the others? No more? Okay, there's no more. So let's move on to problem number 3. Where you at? This is area. Okay. So Nathan has some extra money he would like to put into a savings account. He's trying to pick a bank in which to open the account, and he has narrowed it down to 3. So let's compute for this one kasi what they're after is kung aha ang pinakataas og effective interest rate. So let's put here bank A, bank B, and bank C. So with that, let's compute for the effective interest rate. Again, the formula for effective interest rate is equal to 1 plus I raised to the power of M. Tapos minus 1. Minus 1. So with that, for our bank A, it's 1 plus our I is 0.06 over 12 raised to the power of 12 minus 1. So our effective interest rate is 6.17%. Well, for our bank B, it's 1 plus 0.07 over 1 raised to the power of 1 plus 1. Okay, so it's just 7%. Okay, since annually man siya, so meaning wala siya, nominal rate is equal to the effective rate. And then for our second one, our bank C is 1 plus our I is already there, it's 0.25. So no more no more dividing, and then compounded bi-weekly, so that's actually 26, and then minus 1. Oh my god. Okay. Ay, point.
Point
Sorry. Yan. So, sorry. So our effective interest rate is 6.71. With that, we should choose Bank B because it has the highest effective interest rate. Okay, question.
Sir,
Yes, Joanne?
kanang the way na ako gisub sir ba kay akong gikuha ang kanang murag ang future value bitaw sir gamit tong katong
Okay.
formula sa compound interest sir tapos bank B ra gyapon akong answer sir.
Okay.
Ako lang
Sige,
giassume
sige.
nga 1 ang P. Okay ra to sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's all.
Thank you sir.
Okay. How about the others?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, EJ?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Amo
EJ muna.
Ako gigamit nga ano sir formula kay simple interest pero same ra gyapon namon answer nakuha namon ang bank B. Okay ra ba sir ang simple interest katong future value times R times T?
Katumanggod siya is dili man nimo siya tawag nito, dili to siya sakto nga solution. Why? This is compounding. The simple interest imo magamitan is the only 7% lang. This one is compounding man, so you cannot use simple interest formula.
Okay,
Okay?
sir. Yes sir.
Sige. Yes, Quinilyn?
Parehas ra ko kay Joanne sir, tas ang akong answer kay kanang B Japon.
Okay, as long as compounding in formula nga imong gigamit, okay ra ko.
Yes sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
sige.
sir.
How about the others? No more? Okay, so let's move on to problem number 4. Problem number 4. Oh, there you go. What nominal rate compounded daily, assuming leap year, will yield an effective rate of 6%? Okay. Oo. Okay. Sige. So with that, our effective interest rate formula is this one. With that in mind, our effective interest rate is 6%. Now the question here is kung pila ni imuhang I diri or imuhang inom. So with that, ito una siyang ikuan. So meaning imuhang formula for inom would be so I is equal to sige, kung lang sa kuan ikuan 1 plus I raised to the power of m is equal to 1 plus effective rate, and then ibali na to si m, so square root na din siya. So meaning I is equal to 1 plus I na lang sa muna. 1 plus I, and then is equal to hamon tong insert din. Insert symbols. Equation. Wala man. Symbols. Hamon tong square root. Is it there? Is it here? Wait lang. Where is it? Wait lang guys, illustration. Is it on the illustration? What is it? It's not the shapes though. Ayun. Okay. So square root of It's M, and then 1 plus ER. And then, upon the I is actually equal to square root of M. Tapos, 1 plus ER. And then, minus 1. Ang luma. Bakit? Inside. Textbox. Textbox. Format. Shape. Oh my God. Why can't I move you? Yun. Okay, that one. Sige. So with that, our I is actually equal to okay. Sige. So kung imuha na siyang ibutang sa imuhang calculator, you'll get our M is 366 because it's a leap year. And then 1 plus ER, so that's 1 plus 0.06, and then sa gawas line is minus 1. So with that, you'll actually get it's 0.00 015922. Okay. So with that, that's your I. So to get your tawag nito, nominal rate, multiply that by your M, which is 366. So times 366. The rate that you will get is actually 5.83%. Okay. Now, nasundan ba? Questions? Question? Guys, nasundan ra ko? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sundan ra?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sige. Now, let's move on to question number 5. Question number 5 is this one. So what periodic rate compounded semi-annually is equivalent to 1% periodic rate compounded monthly? Round off to 4 decimal places. Yes?
Sir, adong gani sa kuan sir sa number 4 gani dili ay pwede ra sir magkuan itong trial and error gani sir.
Number 4 for this one. For kaning
sir.
okay, tang trial and error ka, how much unsa imong pila imong arrive na interest rate?
Kuan sir 5.84 sir.
Oh, sige, dollar naman. Okay, I'll accept that.
Thank you sir.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Nakoy question sa
Yes.
4 days, sir.
Okay, sige.
Ang kuan sir, formula kay ano ra po 6% divided by 366 days which I got kay 0.00016. Pag ako siyang gamiton og kanang effective rate nga formula sir kay kuan po siya sir 0.06 something gihapon. So mahimo gyapon siya 6%. Okay ra to sir?
Dili siya maugang kay dapat mo man ang amount nga imong makuha 5.83%.
Okay, okay. Sige sir.
Okay, sige. Sige, let's move on to the next na. Okay na ba?
Okay na sir, salamat.
Okay. Okay, Jerky, paki-off sa imong mic ha. Thank you. Sige. So kani. Now, ang first is before going here sa ato ang kanang unknown na value. First is we have to ano magud siya ang iyang kuan ani guys o nga si 1 plus katong isa ka I raised to the power of pila to ka semi-annually, so that's actually 2 is equal to the effective interest rate of 1 plus atong ang I is diri nga pikas is 0.01 raised to the power of 12. So ingana na iyang value. Now with that, kung inyo nang ibutang sa inyong calculators, this will become 1 plus I raised to the power of 2 is equal to, that's 1.01 raised to the power of 12. That's 1.1268. Napa rin siya manus on effective interest rate man din. Pero actually, okay na siya ngayon na. Okay. That's actually, this is 1.12682503. And then, so you'll get the square root of that one. So you have 1 plus I. Kaya na may IA, may I na lang yun. The unknown I. And then, is equal to the square root of 1.12682503. Square root, tapos, so you'll get I is equal to, that's what the square root of this one is 1.0615 and then minus 1. Okay, for decimal places man dahil daw. So 61 gali for decimal places 61520. Tapos minus 1. So I is actually equal to 6.1520. And then that's your this is your I. This siya I actually. Yeah. So that is your, this is the answer na. So meaning your inom is this one. It's equal to 61520% times 2. But your answer is tama lang ka dili kay iyang pangutan naman is periodic interest man siya. Okay? Okay, if you would actually use this one sa pag kung imo siyang gamit i-replace here, what you will get is 1 plus 61 0.6 and 06 1520 raised to the power of raised to the power of 2. And then that. And then that's almost similar lang siya din lang siya kulang nga 0.0 ay nga 0.3 tungod kay nag-round off man ta diri. So meaning kung may nusa nimo ni siya guwan, the effective interest rate of 1.01 raised to the power of 12 is 12.68%, which is equal to the effective interest rate of a periodic interest na 6.1520% compounded semi-annually. Nasundan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Let's move to the next problem. It's number 6. Okay. Okay. So Carla is expecting 1 million after 6 years from now. Maturity of her interest. Currently, she is in dire need of money after the super typhoon Yolanda. If interest charge was 4% per unit interest compounded bi-monthly, how much can she loan today and assign her maturing investment for today? So meaning na at future value no 1 million na dayon kay varying interest rates nga so many if due for 6 years from now. Okay. So for bi-monthly, so natin 4% bi-monthly. So with that, our present value sa of this amount of this for this problem is 1 million times 1 plus periodic interest naman siya. So diretso naka 0.04 raised dayon ka ng bi-monthly is 6 negative. And then negative 6 times 6. So with that, your tawag nito, your answer for this problem is 243,668.72. Question. Anyone? So I guess there is none. Wait lang ha. Let me check my answers first. 62. First 22. 15. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So if there's no question, let's move to problem number 7. The data of which is this one. Okay. Dapat kay Shin siya. Okay. So Laling has a 25,000 overdue debt for medical books and supplies at Angelin's bookstore. She has only 15,000 in her checking account and doesn't want her parents to know about her debt. Ayesha tells her that she may settle the account in one of 2 ways since she can pay it all now. So with that, we simply have to get the equivalent value of the payments at either year 0 or you can choose year 4 and compare the values. Now for payment A, our equivalent value is equal to 15,000 plus the value of the 10,000 at year 0. So, di ba si 10,000, kay 25 minus 15 is 10,000. Tapos, ang equivalent value dahil ni 10,000, nga bayaran niya 3 years from today. So, that's 1 plus 0.04. Okay. Actually, guys, ito lang po da. Sige, let's start muna here. Periodic interest, so 0.06 na kadiretso, raised to the power of, that's semi-annually, so negative 2 times how many years? 3 years. So the equivalent value of 15,000 is this one, which is you can solve using the effective interest rate. Kung saan man mo siya. So simply replace the effective interest rate here, 1236, and ignore and assume that since effective interest rate is on an annual basis na, so meaning dili mo siya i-appeal ang imong compounding period sa imong raised to the power of, so negative 3, you'll still arrive at the same figure. Okay, now for our 28,000, so it's simply the equivalent value of 28,000 times 1 plus 0.06 raised to the power of negative 2 times 4, or simply 1236, and then ignore this one. So still arrive at the same answer. So with that, your answer should be choose the second payment, because it has a lower equivalent value than the first payment. Okay. Question.
Ay, sir.
Yes?
Ay kanang sa sentence part nga answer, sir, ba pwede ra diretso ra choose the second payment ra diretso or alternative B ra diretso akong gisulat.
Naaman siya Y.
Pero nakoy solution, sir.
Sige. Alam to siya deduction
Sir?
na part because may Y nga question. Diba siya, diba? Which alternative should you choose and
Ay,
why?
okay, sir.
So kung wala siya nagbutang og Y, mo tong choose na
Okay.
kadiretso. Okay? Sige.
Okay, sir.
How about the
Sige, sir.
others?
Thank you.
No questions? Nasundan ko na? Kasunod
Yes,
ba so
sir.
far? Okay, very good. Sige. Now, so ang ato ang next nga question is using the same information but look at kanang payment B. So, yun siya, consider dito niya, what should he pay 5 years from today to be indifferent about his decision? So, meaning, unsa ang kanang, okay, use the information, okay, so what should he pay? 5 years from today to be indifferent about his decision. So, for this one, meaning, assuming kuno nga kanang tawag ani ay ang imuhang gipili nga option is letter B, and then unsa man imuhang payment nga ibayad on year 5 para indifferent imuhang decision. So with that, imuhang kuon actually ang equivalent value ni 28,000 at year 5. So that's simply 28,000 times 1 plus 0.06 raised to the power of 4 years and 5, so that's just 1 year. So raised to the power of 2. So with that, the payment should be 31,460.80. Questions? Questions?
None, sir.
Okay, so yeah, let's go to problem number 9. So current owes 300,000 due in 5 years and 450,000 due in 8 years. So let's look for our timeline. Ang takong timeline dali kay Kape nag create another. So ako lang i-copy paste. So discussion was okay. Let's go with this one. So ang atuang payment is due in 5 years and 8 years. She and her creditor have agreed to settle the debts by 2 payments in 3 and 5 years, of which the second payment is equivalent to okay, sige. So tulo ra ka periods ang atuang kuan, 3 years, 5 years, and 8 years. Now, atong 8 years is 450,000, natay 300,000. And then, the first payment is first payment. So 25 years, of which the second payment's equivalent value 3 years from today, so that's 3 years, is 1.5 of the kwan. So meaning this is 1 and this is 1.5 here, which is the equivalent value here is actually 1.5 times, or which is the actual value is 1.5 times 1 plus 0.12 over 2 raised to the power of 2 times 2. Okay, so with that, actually guys, mas gipasayon nako ang problem in a sense nga dili na kailangan mag-compute sa iyang equivalent value of the second payment, though it's put in on the 5th year, pero ako nang giingon sa inyo nga on the 3rd year ang equivalent value of this payment is 1.5. So of the first payment, so meaning simply add na lang kadiretso. What tapos imo lang nila silang ipang bring towards the unknown value. So with that, our payments are our liability nga equivalent value is for the first one 300,000 times 1 plus 0.12 over 2 raised to the power of, that's negative 2 times 2 plus the 450,000, times 1 plus 0.12 over 2 raised to the power of negative 5 times 2. So the equivalent value of our liabilities on year 3 is 488,905.7, and our payments are 2.5. Because simply add these two, katong first payment and the second payment, which is 1.5 of the first payment sa iyang equivalent value. So with that, our value of the first payment is this one divided by that one. So that's 195,562. And then the value actually of our second payment is equal to, first is we have to determine pila yung value at year 3. So times 1.5. And then, ato ada yung if forward iyang value towards year 5. So this one, multiply by 1 plus 0.12 over 2 raised to the power of 2 times 2. So, meaning on our okay, wait a minute. For our number 9 yung question, yung pangutan naman is ang first payment, diba? So your answer should be this one. However, on our question number while on our question number 10, the same is given, but the one which was asked was the second payment. And with that, your answer actually is the 300. So the number 10 question is the size of the second payment, which is equal to this one. So, sorry. Sige, question. Nasundan ba? Guys? Hello? Same ba ang inyong solution, Sir Dile?
Wala, nagkalimaos.
Pero nasundan nasabtan ra siya nganong naingani ang iyang itsura. Or kanang medyo kuan pa siya, medyo kanang libog.
Libog pa siya, sir.
Pag-trust lang namog tanaw.
Sige. Sige, just to check na lang po the value, no? So this one divided by this one. Ito man yun. Tapos, this one divided by that one. So meaning, sakto yun na nga po ang pag-solve sa iyaha. Okay? Or you can just simply do this divided by that one. This is the one, you still get that one. Then this one divided by that one. You still get 1.5. Okay? Basta medyo tricky lang yun siya ang ato ang questions. Pero if you actually kana bitang if inyong sutaon nagaya ang problem, sayon na actually siya. Tama? Sayon na ba?
Depende sa mong utok, sir.
Sige. Now, let's
Libog jud siya, sir. Uy.
libog yapon siya, no? Sige na lang. Sige. Pero at least, naana mo ma-review later on nganong ingana siya, okay? Sige, let's move on to problem number 11. Murag same magyapon na siya, murag diri nagsugod inyong kalbaryo yata nga part. So, mayang owes 400,000 during 5 years with 10% compounded semi-annually. She and her creditor have agreed to settle the debts by 2 payments. The first one is in 3 years, and the second one is in 4 years. And then find the size of the payment in year 3 if money is worth 12% compounded annually. Okay. So let's make use of this one, our timeline. Tapos, let's add one more of this. Ito siya na po. Okay, so we have year 0. This is 3, 4, and 5. So at year 0, we have an utang of 400,000. And then the value of which at 5 years is actually 400,000. Times 1 plus 0.10 over the compounding period, compounding period raised to the power of number of compounding periods, and then that's 2 times 5 years. Okay, and then according to this, the first worth twice of the second payment. So meaning, this is 2x and this is just x. So, okay, the first one is in 3 years, worth twice of the second payment, and an amount in 4 years. Okay? Sige. So with that, our coefficients for our payments are 2 and 1. Now, the question here is the value of our first payment. So let's bring our 1 towards our year 3. So that's actually this one times 1 plus that's 0.12, this one, over 1 raised to the power of 1 times -1. So this one, so total equivalent coefficients of our X or our payments are this one plus this one. And the equivalent value of our total liability is this one times 1 plus 0.0, that's 1.12 over 1 raised to the power of 1 times negative 2. So that one. And so the value of our X is actually this one divided by that one. So this is just the value of X. So ato ang 2X is so the value of our first payment is this one times 2. So this should be your answer for question number 11, while for question number 12, which is actually the same raman siya. Tapos, so, muna siya ang equivalent value ni second payment at ano, ay actually, muna ni siya actually. Okay, kuhaan man day, no? O, tama. Siya. So, meaning, the value of our second payment is this one, and the value of our first payment is this one. Let's check for the validity of our answers. So, 'di ba? Kung atong i-forward ang ato ang payments towards year 5, kung total ba siya into this one, so it's this one times 1.12 raised to the power of 1 plus okay. Sorry. Okay, plus this one times 1.12 raised to the power of 2. So meaning ang ato ang values are correct. So this is number 11, this is number 12. Questions? At least kaning problem nakuha ninyo ni wala.
Wala, sir.
Tama, sir. Pagkuha lang wala.
Sir.
Sige, wala gyapon siya nakuha. Pero nasabtan na siya pag abot dere. Wala
Gamay,
gyapon. Gamay.
Libog.
Libog pa. Sige, i-review lang din ninyo later ang video ha kay para
Ay.
ano. Sige,
Sir,
question.
unsa kay answer number 11, sir?
Number 11 is twice man si first payment, di ba? Ano to si first payment?
Yes, sir.
So meaning this is the answer for number 11, and this is number 11, and this is number 12.
Oh, okay, sir. Sige, sir.
Okay. Sige. Now let's move on to number 13. So malamang sayon man daw siya, so dapat sayon na rin because ang name sa corporation is Sayun Corporation. Okay? Tabi, kung sayon na bagay daw siya. Okay, so Sayun Corporation has a contractual debt outstanding. Sayun Corporation has available two means of settlement. It can either make immediate payment of 13,500 or it can make payment of 13.5 or 14 million so after 5 years. Which method of payment do you recommend, assuming an expected effective compound interest rate of 8% during the future periods? So actually, you can either bring back the 14 million towards year 0 or bring forward 13,500 towards the 5 years because immediate payment man na siya. So if you compare the values, so 13,500 will remain 13,500 at year 0, while 14 million actually 14 million. So 14 million actually will become backward man dito, no? So At our present value, 13.5 will remain 13.5, while our 14 million will become, that's 1.01 plus 0.08 raised to the power of -5. Okay. Can I space? Extension na. Okay. While kung imuha siyang i-move forward, so 14 million will remain 14 million, while your 13,500 will become 1 plus 0.08 raised to the power of 5. Okay. So here palanggaan guys, at least wala na siya nagway, no? So mamili lang ka ngayon sa ano. So ang imong answer here should be make payment of 14 million after 5 years. Because for 5 years. Because as you can see, the equivalent value of 14 million at year 0 is lower, and 14 million is lower than the equivalent value of 13.5 at year 5. Nakuha? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, use the same information ko, no? Here. Oh. So, kung unsa da kuno ang bayaran di ay in 5 years para mahimo siyang indifferent. So, for that, you simply have, when you say indifferent, so kato ko nung pila ang equivalent value ni 13,500 na kuan. 13,500 at year 5. So, simply mo ano yung answer. So, that is actually 13,500 times 1 plus 0.08 raised to the power of 5. Okay. So, unsa magiging na yung mga ginamin by indifferent? Indifferent meaning, given the two choices, wal dili siya maka-decide tungod kay pareha ra gyapon ang mahitabo. Di siya malugi, di po siya makaginansya. The point of indifference. Nakuha?
Come again,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Come again. Okay, so when you say the point of indifference is, kana bitang both choices are equal. So,
Ay kanang kung unsa to imong kanang say tawag na sir atong niagi nga problem pag abot diri mao ra gyud gyapon ang same kung nakaginansya ba ka or wala.
kuan siya, kani siya nga problem is, ay, ang first nga question is, kanang i-compare mo mong two different options. Tama? Now, kani sa imuhang, kaning akong gikuan nga use the same information at 13, tapos ingon siya nga, what should be paid in 5 years? So meaning, si 5 years ba, ahamon nga payment ang 5 years, di ba si 14 million? Now, so meaning, iyang tumong sa question is that, unsa imong ipuli sa 14 million para ang equivalent value ni 13,500 at year 5 will be equal to that particular amount.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, for example, kani, so, para nga, if you pay 19, if you pay this amount, so meaning, dapat, kay, at point of indifference man ka, dapat iyahang equivalent value ani should be 13,500. Kay both choices are actually equal, so negative 5. Diba? So, ang equivalent value niyan is, so meaning, if this is the payment at year 5, dili maka-decide si sayon tungod kay magbayad man siya karon or magbayad man siya in the future, the same value of money is being forgone. You got me?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sige. Now, next question. Okay. So Bibjon Incorporated has 600,000 to invest. Okay, the company is trying to decide two alternatives. Okay. Okay, so with that, simply you can solve it by using this, or you can just simply compute for the effective interest rate. So for the first option, that's 1 plus 0.02 periodic interest naman siya, raised to the power of our bi-monthly is that's 6 periods, then minus 1. So that's actually 12.62%, while the other option is 1 plus 13%, so that's 0.13 over quarterly 4. So raised to the power of that's 4, and then minus 1. So meaning, with that palang daan, grabe na ka-advantageous si 13% compounded quarterly. So muna ay dapat yung answer for number 15. So that's 13% compounded quarterly. Questions?
Sir, same ra gyapon ganina sir kanang compound amount formula akong gigamit sir, pero 13% compounded quarterly gyapon.
Kaya tungod kaya nagamit ka ni, right? Okay
Yes,
ra.
sir.
Okay ra.
Thank you, sir.
Next. So, si number 16 is, ayun siya. Using the information in number 15, what interest rate should replace 13% for the company to be indifferent? So again, point of indifference na pod. Now, ato ang point of view is kanisi 12.61. Dapat muna siyang ang mahimong tawagan niyo what do you call this one? Muna siya nga to ang dapat ng effective interest rate. So kung unsa man ang ang nominal interest rate na kung i-compound siya quarterly will result to the same effective interest rate. So same na gyapon siya as to here. Katong ahamon to nato nga formula. Katong dairy. So kani siyang formula, or we can use we can use this. Yeah, let's use this. So this one, yun siyang, the other one is 1.02 raised to the power of bi-monthly man siya. That's actually 6. And ang isa is unknown ang I tapos quarterly. So, unknown ang I tapos quarterly. Quarterly. The value for this one is 1 plus 0.02 raised to the power of 6. Okay, and then this one is 4, and then that's 1.126. 1,624, and then that's value for this one is pila day ang 4/3 ni 1.1261624. That's 1.03. Point 0.0149. Okay. 149. And then 5.25 minus 1, so that's 3.01495. That is our periodic interest rate. So our item is actually equal to 3.031495 times pila to ang compounding period, that's 4. So our inom actually is, oh my God. Our inom actually is 12.60. Ayun sa 12.60 ba niya? Hala. Ito guys, 1 point. It's the fourth root of 1.02 raised to the power of 6. Minus 1 times 4. Oh, good. So times 4 is 12 point. Ay, may kulang to 0. Okay. Okay. So meaning your inom, that is ang iyang equivalent nga tawag nito, effective interest rate compounded quarterly is 12.06%. Let's try it. So equals 1 plus 0.1206 over 4 raised to the power of 4, and then minus 1. So 12.16165. So na lang siya gamay nga discrepancy tungod kinaka-round off naman na siya. So with that, our answer for number 16 is 12.06%. Nasundan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's move to our number
Sir.
17. Yes.
Ay, kanang, ay, unya na lang, sir. Ayun.
Sige,
Ang
sige.
sir.
Sige ha. Okay. For number 17, I'll eliminate this from the total number of items because there is a problem within the question. So nasayop ko og wala mo ko na siya gisolve daan. So with that, pero if na-solve din ninyo, if nakuha ninyo ako ang answer, then I'll give you some bonus points. So ingon siya nga using the same information, how can we get this? How can we pila daw kuno siya ka times nimo kanang a compound every year to be indifferent. So with that, mag-trial and error ta, and then we'll use so meaning mag-interpolate ta. Now, I want you to participate in your while listening to this. So meaning asa kaninga formula nga 1 plus inom over question mark nga m raised to the power of m, and then all minus 1. Substitute values herein, and then let's try to find something nga tawag nito nga mo equal siya aning 12.61. Now, clue pa lang nimo daan nga, di ba 13% man imuhang kuan, 13% imong given nga interest rate. Now, 13% ang imuhang given nga interest rate, and then tawag nito 13% imong given nga interest rate, and then imuhang if one period imuhang na nga if annual ang iyahang what do you call this one? Iyahang compounding period, so that's 1 plus 30.13 divided by 1 raised to the power of 1 minus 1. Tapos, so you actually get 13%, so which is already higher than our 12.62% effective interest rate. So with that, nakaklo na kadaan na your compounding period actually is less than 1. So meaning, ang imuhang kwarta is gina-compound siya more than a year. So it would take a year and something, aya siya maka-gain og interest, and then aya add iyahang principal sa iyahang interest, aya ka magkuha og compound amount. So with that, kanang dili sa imong formula 0.13 man siya. So let's try this is for 1 year. This is for 1 year. So 1 year ay annual dito, annual. Now let's try less than annual. So that's 0.9. So raised to the power of 0.9, which is very unlikely. But let's just try that one. Kung nagamay na siya, so let's try 4.8. And then 0.8. So, do this continuously until sa ma-arrive nimo ang imuhang desired na number. So, let's try for 7 and 7. So, dual na siya, 12.66. This is 12.61. And then, this one, let's try 0.6. And then 0.6. Now, before we proceed, I ask you guys, do you know how to use the store function of your calculators or no?
No, sir.
No.
Oh my God.
No, sir.
Okay, sige ha. So, are you holding your calculators right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay, so let's try this one. Just some exercise. So, you write 8 plus 8 and then press the equal sign. And then find for calculators like this, like mine, it's FX82EF or murag, basta kay kasha siya nga brand, katong murag mas younger siya ka generation kumpara atong okay, so press first shift and then press your button ng IRCL nga ang naasay ang taas is STO, meaning kung imong i-press sa shift, kanang store nga function ang iyahang magamit. So that's RCL, taas is STO, and then pangitaada yung nang naay aid diha nga button sa taas. So tapos all clear dayon ka. Now, to know nga na-store ba ang imuhang katong imong calculate, so simply press alpha and then press the A, press equal sign, you'll see that 16 nga na-store nimo. Nasundan?
Sir, pwede otrohon.
Otro ha, sige. Again ha, so 8 plus 8, press equal sign, and then after that, press the shift, and then next is press the store. And then, press dayon ka atong na ay A, B, C, D, or kung aha ka nimo gusto siya i-store. And then, all clear. To check na na-store ba nimo siya, so press alpha, and then, katong na ay A. Equal sign, mo na imong 16. So,
Okay.
okay. So, kung maging ano ba ko guys, maklaro ra ninyo akong calculator. Ay, nag-share screen mo ko, no? So, I'll stop share screening muna for a while, ha, para mas madako ko. Stop sharing. And then, please, tawag nito, edit your view. Inyong change your layout. And then, pili as spotlight. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, using that spotlight, makita na ko ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
sige. Dako na dayon
Yes,
ang
sir.
dako ng calculator na.
Yes,
Dili
sir.
po siya bali.
Try that, sir.
Sige ha. So, again na, 8. Tapos plus 8. So, equal sign. That's 16. So, now press shift and then store. And then this one nga na ay A. So, ang meaning ana, kani siya nga part, meaning na-store na nako si 16 dito kang A. Now, to check kung na-store ba siya properly, so all clear. And then alpha, to recall the value, so press alpha and then A. Equal sign, the value of my A now is 16.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Okay. So, ibalik na po ako ang layout to tiles. Okay. Sige. Now, let's go back to to our share screening. Wait lang guys, Okay, now with that, share. Kita na naman ninyo akong screen balik? Kita ninyo akong screen balik na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We will be using our store function, okay? Now, in your calculators, first enter this one. Okay, so that's 1 plus 0.13 over 0.7 raised to the power of 0.7 all minus 1. So after pressing the equal sign, ay 13 man din. Ano 0.03 niya ako. So after pressing the equal sign, so now shift, store, and then store that value to alpha A. And then next is all clear. Now do this, now insert this formula again. Now in your calculator, so that's 1 plus 0.13 over 0.6 raised to the power of 0.6 minus 1. So the value is 12.48. So shift, store Bravo. Now you have now stored your Bravo dito sa imuhang B. Now, the high-low method of interpolation is that pwede siya nga high X minus low over high minus low, or pwede siya nga high minus X over high minus low. Always remember nga naa sa imuhang numerator ang imuhang X or the unknown value which is equal to this one. Okay? Now, dapat kay minus 1 pa rin siya. Equals this one. Minus 1. Okay. Sige. Now, in your calculators, guys, ako kay okeraban ko because I am using man Excel. Now, for this part, okay ha, so let's try this one in your calculator. So please, ay wala pa dahil kadayin tanagkuan. Wait lang. I-calculate na po ninyo sa inyong calculators, this one. So that's 1 plus 0.02 raised to the power of 6 minus 1. So shift, store, and then store it to your Charlie. Okay? So your X now is on your Charlie. So inyong dapat is C minus B over A minus B, which is in my case sa Excel, that's actually our unknown value minus our lower value all over our higher value minus our lower value. What we will get is this one. So, or kung imuhan na siyang tawag nito 12.61. Okay. Now, for this one, pwede po siya nimo gamitin ng A minus B and then A minus C, which is your unknown, and A minus B. You'll get high minus our unknown over this one, your high pala yapon, your high over our low. Now, if you actually look at this formula, our common number is our low. Our common this is wait lang, I'm not sure if 0.7 and this is 0.6. Right? Now, Mhm. Tapos, wait lang ha. Anyhow, this is, okay. So, it's either, for this one kasi guys, it's either you, what do you call this one? Multiply this by 100 pa rin muna equals times 100. Kinaka-percentage form na siya. Tapos, this one times 100. Dilipod. Wait lang. Never mind. Sige. Now, the common for this one is our value nga low, so meaning this is 6%. Now, what we're looking for is a number between 0.6 and 0.76%. Naman 0.60 day. A number between 0.60 and 0.70. So with that, since siya ang common, siya ang imuhang basis. So actually, imong button is this one. Add ka lang dayon ng this one. And then, or what you can do is, ang common dere is this one, si 7. It's 7 minus this one. Anong layo na kayo siya? See. No. Okay. K1 minus low, and then I minus low. This one is I minus X, I minus low. Wait lang. Did I do a while ago? Yeah. Tapos, wait lang a minute ha. Wait a minute, times 10. Let's use na lang the ano. So multiplied na 100. Ito naka-percentage form na siya. What happened here? It's not doing anything. 12.6 minus 12.62 over 12.66 minus 12.38. What's wrong here? Guys, question. If you do it in your calculators, katong alpha A, alpha C, are you getting the same results sa Excel or dili? Anyone?
Kasunod, sir.
Okay. Anong lahi siyang ano niya, ba? Anong lahi yung result here? Good. Sige. Wala mo lang kasunod. Balik ta ha. Sige. Have you inputted this in your calculators already? Can you see 1 plus 0.13 over 0.7 raised to the power of 0.7 minus 1? Okay na siya? Ha? Lahi mo gawas?
Sir, ako ganyan kay 0.95 something.
Oh, 0.95. Okay. Ikuha ano na siya? From the top. Sige. This one, na-input na ninyo sa inyong calculator. Yes or no? Can you see 12.64? Shift, store, and then alpha. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Kaning second one. So that's 1 plus 0.13, 0.06 raised to the power of 0.06, 0.6 there. 0.6 minus 1. 12.48. Shift store Bravo. Done? Okay, next.
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Sige, let's wait for the others. Sige. And then, this one,
Okay.
it's, okay, so this one, di na siya mo, sige. This one, which is 1 plus, di mo niyo, di ba niyo? This one. 1 point. No. I'm gonna do that better. Is equal to 1 plus 0.02 raised to the power of, that's 6 kay by monthly, and then minus 1. So 1 plus 0.02 raised to the power of 6 minus 1. And then shift store Charlie. Okay, done?
Done, sir.
Okay, now please perform this muna. Sige ha, so that's alpha C minus alpha A, alpha BDI, alpha B, over alpha A minus alpha B. What will you get? 0.729? Did everyone get the same, same value?
177 ako, sir.
Pili mo ha?
177.
What happened? Sige
I
ha.
don't know.
Sige, let's try it. Alpha A, what's the value of your alpha A? It's 0.1266.
Yes, sir.
What's the value of your alpha B?
.1248.
Okay, what's the value of your alpha C?
Negative 1.87.
Dito ka na sa iyo. I-restart, i-retry imuhang C, because your C should be this one.
Okay, sir. Wait.
How about the others? Did you get the same value? Anyone? Adrian, did you get the same value? Shaira, did you get the same value? I'm calling out people and you're not answering me, Joanne.
Sir, ang saan ganito, sir, kato, para makuha na nga ba yun, saan gito?
Kani siya nga formula. Kani, and saan siya? So, katoy mo ang alpha C. So, equals, nakakuha naman ka, nakakuha naman ka.
Nakastore na ko, sir.
Okay, nakastore na ka. Sige, balik ha. So, for those of you, so nga nakastore na, so isingin ningon siya. Akong mag-stop sharing sa ko ha. And then, I'll go back to, please go back to the tiles nga, at tiles naman, change layout nga spotlight. And then, hopefully, makakita na muna ako. You see the calculator, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you have a function, ay na lang, parenthesis na lang ka. So, that's alpha C minus alpha B. And then, all over alpha A, parenthesis. Alpha A minus alpha B. Okay, so that's 729. Did you get the same value?
729, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, 0.72.
Sir, over.
Ah?
Ano
This
to, sir,
one.
over?
A minus B.
Okay.
Nakuha?
729, sir.
0.729.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Now, the other one is, please try, how about, alpha A, asa pa ha? Parenthesis, okay. Alpha A minus alpha C, and then divided by alpha A minus alpha B. This one. Maklaro ninyo?
0.271 ako, sir.
Okay, wait lang.
0.271 po, sir.
Okay. 0.271. Okay. Sige. So with that in mind, I'll go back to sharing my screen, ha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So change layout. Tiled. And then present now. Window. And then share. Okay, so kita na ninyo. Tama? Kita na? Okay. Now, kani si imuhang tawag nito. Kani si imuhang starting point here is si B. So meaning, kani we're looking for a number in between ni 6 ug ni 7. Okay? So with that, ang imuhang ani is either mag 6 plus ani ka. So that's equals 6 plus this value. Kaya siya man ang imuhang common, so meaning siya imong starting point. Or you can do, since A, kung dili imong gigamit na value, so meaning imong starting point is ang mong high, which is si 7. So that's 7. Then, since in between man, if mag-add ka kani nga value, if i-add mo na siya, meaning you are getting a number nga larger, not between 6 and 7. So with that, kung kani siya imuhang basis, dapat minus imong buhaton sa imong mabuhat nga ay makuha nga number. With that, you'll get the same figure. Nasundan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with that, para daw makuha nato na siyang ang atuang buhaton is there is sa atuang gamiton is 6729, and then here pod 6729. And then you'll get approximately this one. Okay? So meaning you can just actually bertang talagsbit tanang kung 67 lang. Dual ba siya? O 673. 67 na lang. Okay?
Ay, sir.
Yes.
Sir. Daw be, sir, if kanang, ang solution is trial and error, sir. Pero wala na, gikalkyo na lang, tas ang ibutang na lang dayon is kanina lang dayong last nga formula. Like, pag kanang checking bitaw kung 0.67 ba jud, sir?
Sige, okay ra.
Okay, sir. Sige, sir. Thank you, sir.
So yung answer is dapat 0.67 times. Tama? Ano yung nakakuhaan ni nga problem or wala?
Trial and error, sir.
An error. Sige. So, masolve lagi yapon siya. Okay. For number 18. Guys, iwaso na lang nato ha. Gamay na lang man pod. Okay lang?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Mas maayos, sir.
Okay,
Para
sige.
namin ma-review, sir.
Okay, tapos. Okay. So for number 18, Lily Incorporated wishes to accumulate 10 million at the end of 10 years. So this is our future value. Our future value is our 10 million. And tapos, how much should the company deposit today if it will earn interest of 10% compounded quarterly for the first 5 years? Let's use some timeline. Okay. So, meaning na atay 10 years and then In the middle is mag-change siya. So, natay 5 years. And then natay year 0. And then, for this, our value at year 10 is 10 million. Now, in between the 5 years and the 10 years, our compounding is 0.01 and then monthly. Now, the 0.01, actually, as our interest is 0.12 because it is already the periodic interest given. So, 0.12 and then monthly for 5 years. So, meaning our equivalent value of this 10 million at year 5 is equal to 10 million times 1 plus 0.01 raised to the power of, that's negative 5 times 12. And then, so this is the value of the 10 million at year 5 using this interest rate. And then, in between na po sa year 0 o sa year 5, our kuan is 10% and then quarterly. So, kanina rin itong nakuha na present value at year 5. Amo atong na po na siyang gamitan og another present value na formula. So, times 1 plus 0.10 divided by 4 raised to the power of 4 times 5. Negative din dapat the present value man. Okay. So meaning your answer should be 3359,234.06. Now to check, so kung muna imuhang initial nga amount, tapos imo siyang i-invest for 1 plus 0.10 over 4 raised to the power of 4 times 5, kay 5 years. And then, additional investment dayon ka na 1 plus 0.01, katong 0.01 na ito nga interest, raised na to the power of, that's 5 times 12. Will we get 10 million? Let's see. My God. So, 1 times 4 times 5. And then why is that? This one. Times, wait lang. My family raised to the power of. Okay. That one. Okay, question. Question? Wala?
None so far, sir.
Okay, sige. Let's go to number 19. Okay, sige. So, fine. Yes.
Sir, diha guys sa number 18, sir. Ang ako gigamit diha ng formula, sir, kay VI.
VI.
Tapos, 1, sir, ining kibali ang 10,000 kay isulat ko, sir, sa chat box, sir. Pwede ra?
Sige, sir. The question is, did you get the same amount? Yes or no?
Oo, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
na to
sir.
siya. Okay na to siya.
Okay, sir. Salamat, sir.
Okay. Sige. Let's move on na din diha. So, let's use the timeline na po sikat di ka itong timeline, no? So, 4 years, 6 years, have to reduce out of the dozen 2 payments 4 and 5 years. So, doon tag-isa here. Isa here. And then, okay, sige. So, naata year 0, naata year 4, 5, and 6. Now, at year, both are kuan man siya na siya interest. So meaning at year 0 na siya duha ka utang 250,000 and 150,000. And then at year 4, si 250,000 is mahimo siyang 1 plus 0.10 sa may annually over 2 sa may annually raised to the power of 2 times pila man ni ka years? 4 years. And then, kani si ato ang kaning kaduha na to nga utang, so due siya in 6 years. So this one times 1 plus 0.10 over 2 raised to the power of 2 times that's how many? 6 years. Okay. And then, ato ang mga payments is 4 and 5 years. So naantay. And then the first payment is twice of the equivalent value of the second payment at the 4th year. So meaning this is 2x and then this is x. Pero the true value of our and this the equivalent the ilaha dayon kuan ilahang coefficients is 2 and 1. And then ang tinuod nga value actually ni 5 is 1 times 1 times 1 plus 0.12 over 4 raised to the power of 4 times 1 year. Okay, muna yung tinuod nga value, pero ipasayo na ang problem tungod kay dili nakakinahanglan mag-compute sa yung equivalent value pag abot diri kay gitagaan na mag-equivalent value niya at year 4. So with that, atong ina lang dalaon tanan natong utang diri sa year 4. Now for our utang, na tayo utang daan yun na nasa year 4, so no need to do anything. Tapos kani sa year 6, mura ni siya atong i-bring back to our year 4. So that's 1 plus 0.12 divided by 4, quarterly man siya, raised to the power of raised to the power of that's 4 times negative 2. Okay, 2 years man. So muna siya ang equivalent value of all our liabilities while ang ato ang payments is na yung coefficient is 3. So equals sum. So with that, simply dividing this by that, we know that the equivalent value of the second payment at year 4 is this one. And then, so meaning our first payment is twice man of this one. So times 2. This is our second payment. That's 388,009. While our second payment actually is this one times 1 plus 0.10 over 4 raised to the power of 4 times 1 year. So for number 388. Tapos 0.10 ba? Ay, wrong. That's actually 0.12. Sorry. 0.12. Okay, sige. So that's 0.12. So if you actually look at it, guys, no? If this is our kanang 1, so this is over 2. Makuha ra gyapon nimo siya 2, and then the equivalent value of this one is actually 1.125. Okay. So this might be kind of confusing pa sa inyo ang part because I believe this I haven't also seen any problems nga written this way. I think ako rin nagbuhat ani, so I'm not sure if you have found something else nga similar. So hopefully naamo para na pud may makita nga sample. Pero yeah, for this one, I think so far ako nakita nga nagbuhat og ani nga problem. So nasundan ba ko, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for problem number 19, the answer is this one. Well, for number 20, it's this one. Because number 20, yung question is This one. Say, 19 information and then find the size of the second payment. Okay. For number 21, we're almost done. Sige. For number 21, okay. Okay. So, kita out 100,000 in 3 years sa timeline na po ta. Timeline. So 3 years and 5 years, 2 payments. First payment, 3 to 7, 3 years, 6 years. So, meaning tulo na to ang relevant periods. Natay 3 years, natay 5 years, and natay 6 years. Now, sa ato ang utang, natay utang due in 3 years and another utang due in 5 years. And then, ato ang payments will occur on, so the first payment, the equivalent value of which at year 6 is 3 times than the second one. So meaning, sa year 6 siya magkuan. Okay. So, 12% compounded annually. Now, so meaning the actual value of our first payment is, so yung coefficient is 3 and 1. The actual value of our first payment is equals 3 times dayon taog 1 plus 0.12 over 1 raised to the power of 1 times negative 3. Because that's 6 minus 3. Ang first payment occurs on during 3 years. So, mura ni siya ang actual value. Pero, yung equivalent value at year 6 is 3 times of the second payment. So, with that in mind, let's bring our liabilities to year 6. So, that's times 1 plus 0.12 over 1 raised to the power of 1 times, that's 3. And then this one is times 1 plus 0.12 over 1 raised to the power of, that's 1 times 1. Okay. So with that, our total liabilities are, while our total payments is equal to 4. I sum. So to get at our value of X or the second payment, simply have to divide that one. So that's 63,123.2. And the equivalent value of the first payment is times 3 of this one, times 3, which is, iyang actual value is the present value of this for 3 periods. 1 plus 0.12 over 1 raised to the power of 1 times negative 3. So meaning your first payment is 134,789.54. This is your answer for number that's 21, and this is your answer for your number 22. Follow?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, for our last problem, okay. Sige. So, let's see. So, for this one, is same siya sa ato ang problem number 4, I think. This
Number
one?
2 ata, sir.
Number 2 to siya. Okay, kaning how long na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, simply, kanya siya nga formula. So, if you actually input sa A here, guys, is A is equal to 2,800. P is equal to 20,000. I actually is equal to 0.17. Okay, so if you input that using your calculators, please do. Okay, para ano? So that's 1.17 tapos 2,800 divided by 20,000. Did you get 31.47? 46 something? 47 ba yun?
Yes.
Okay, so meaning here, naka-annually naman na itong interest rate, so no problem. So meaning na atay 31 years. 31 years. And then deduct the 31 years here. So equals 31, equals this one minus 31. And then, so we have our remaining dayon na ano, number of months equals, this one times 12. So that's actually 5 months. And then deduct our whole of 5 months here and then multiply this one by 30. So that's actually 21 days. So your answer is 31 years, 5 months, and 21 days. Follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So with that, we're done with our post-test. So yun na, no?
Delete, sir.
Dili jud siya sa yun, sir. Tanghag pa jud ko.
Pero, makaya na siya solve, tama?
Yes, sir. Ay, sir, nadi ko grace na
yes.
sir. Ay, sige, padayon lang, sir. Nya na lang, sir.
Sige, sige. Okay na ko, sige. Sige na, sige.
question, sir.
Wait lang si Hylian, wait lang ha, si Adriel lang una, kaya na pa siya i-raise na
Ay,
concern kanina.
Ay, kuan, sir. Gisend na ko sa GC, sir, pero murag taas pa mga kuan. So, unya na lang,
Sige,
sir.
sige. Okay, sige. Lian, what's your concern?
Sir, kanang answer ba? Ang usual jud na ginagamit na time, sir, is actually kanang bankers rule, sir. If mangita mi, sir, tang 30 days should among pangitaon, sir.
30 days yun ang pangitaon. Kaya ganong times 30
Like
siya?
times 30, yes, sir.
Okay. So, kuan man siya, general rule naman na siya ng time 30 because we don't know man the exact kanang details bitaw nga kanang fall gina siya ana nga month. So, to be safe, dito na dayon ka sa imuhang tawag ni muna nga times 30 good permit tita with the number of years, days. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sige, what else?
Sir,
Yes.
napauta na, sir.
Yes, yes.
Adong sa number 3 gani, sir. Pwede ra way na solution dito, sir.
Number 3.
Adong bank A, bank B, bank C kaya ang akong gihimo, sir, kay gitan-aw ko ra ang numerator o denominator. Tapos ang sa 7 sa bank B man good kay di naman kailangan i-divide kay annually naman kay value. So 0.07 ragapon, sir, or 7%. So ako answer kay Bira, sir. Pero wala solution, sir. Okay ra, sir?
Dapat kinaka-solution ako kay issue man nimo nga nag-compare ka sa tulo. Diba? So at least makakita ko ba nga anong di imuhang na-end na mo nga eh, show your solution na yan. Show solution na yan. Sige, other concerns.
Ay, sir, katong sa trial and error, sir, okay ra nga, wala na na mo gisulat kung tagsa mong gudyo to, sir, like, daghan kayo nga number
Sige, kung
gitry, sir ba? Pwede
nagbutang
nga
mo
katong dito na sa final.
Okay ra kayo kung dito na sa final. Okay ra ko.
Sir. Katong number.
Katong interpolation lagi, interpolation.
Sir.
Sige, okay ra ko ato, Drill. Hi, Trix. Yeah. Next na question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige, unsa pa?
Yes, sir.
Katoy nag-ask ka niya like kuan. Kung sa attendance, guys, dili na ako i-require ang attendance, no? So kay muna siya nga depende na lang kung kinsa ang maka-appeal sa video. Okay? So, nara sa inyo kung di ko nyo tungahon. Char!
Sir,
Ah.
kaya kung sir, sige sa kag-send, sir, every chapter na to na discussion na video. Or kung lang, sir, depende lang.
Kuan lang, more likely manggod akong kaklasihan nga perminti is inyong class and then i-upload lang din ako ang klase sa inyong class sa other dayon nga mga sections. Yes,
Excuse me,
yes,
sir.
EJ.
Mag-meet pa to sa
Mag-meet
Friday,
ba ta sa
sir?
Friday? More likely kay wala man ta nakamit atong Monday. Ay, nag-exam ato Monday, no?
Yes, sir. Nag-exam.
Yes, sir.
Ay,
Yes, sir. Katong post
Yes,
na,
sir.
sir.
okay. Sige, magunaan na sa ko ha.
Me, sir.
Magunaan na sa ko.
Karon pa nakasulod sir kay
Yes,
bago na ginibalik
yes.
ang kuryente sir. Naka-record man yun sir no. Pwede na mga after
Naka-record
sir.
man na siya. Mag-upload
Sige,
naman
sir.
tayo
Thank
sa
you,
YouTube
sir.
and everything. Okay? Okay, sige. What else? Okay, sige. Wala na ba yung questions?
Na, sir.
Yeah, nabagan sir.
Sige, kung wala na. Okay, sige. Kung wala na tayo
And
questions.
so far,
Thank you so much guys for thank you so much guys for attending the class today. And tawag nito. I hope that you have learned something and please review this ha kay kanang the exam is very tricky and it's not as simple as the one in your books, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Sige, so with that, again, thank you so much. Please, exit na lang mo diretso dayon sa kuan ha, sa kanang tawag nito sa Google Meet para ma-download na din ako ang video, ma-upload
Sige,
na din
sir.
ako.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Salamat.
Okay, sige.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye, sir.